What insider secrets does the company you work for not want its customers to find out?
Silent scan.
That saber printer you have. It will catch on fire.
Silent scan.
The major gym chain that I work for actively tries to discourage members from becoming frequent members. How do they do this? They would start by putting treadmills and elliptical out of order, or preventative maintenance, and would keep them out of commission until attendance got to manageable levels where the gym did not feel so crowded, and thus easier to sell memberships. And getting out of a membership was damn near impossible.
Silent scan.
The USA famous brand Mipolo and its official pillow of the National Sleep Foundation means nothing since the owner created the group.
Silent scan.
Pizza Hut. We rent super sanitary. Extra cheese comes on a cheese pizza. The $10 coupon code is $21.55. If you tell them you are an employee and use the $10 coupon code, you get a large for $8.80. Most of us do not care about discounts, and sometimes tack them on to be nice. Edit. If you really want something cool, ask them to use half toppings. Fold and crimp your pan pizza in half before putting it in the oven, and top it with the Parmesan parsley mix. Boom, you now have a pizzin. Also, stuffed crust pan pizzas totally exist for employees.
Silent scan.
Once upon a time I worked at a Goodwill. People think the clothes that are sold are washed. The clothes are not washed. I once was putting stuff away and found a dirty menstrual pad stuck to the crotch of a pair of jeans. Yeah, definitely not washed. It's how they get that specially curated Goodwill smell.
Silent scan.
I work for a mortgage company. 2 things. 1. If you're being foreclosed upon and can afford an attorney, fight it. The number of foreclosures that could have been invalidated if the borrower did something, as opposed to not showing up at all, which is what most do, is higher than one would think. 2. If you refinance, sell your house, or pay off your mortgage, get a copy of your lien release, preferably the recorded one. I can't tell you how many phone calls I get where a sale is being held up because a lien release was never prepared.
Silent scan.
I work at a very large farming company that grows and packages a certain vegetable. Hint. Bugs Bunny, the store brand and the private label brand right next to it are from the same field, and there is no difference between the product in it. I'm led to believe that this is the case with virtually all store brand products.
Silent scan.
I work for a home security company. 2 big secrets. 1. About 90% of the salesmen are lying douchebags that will say anything to get you to sign up, and then think they can hold a contract against you. But if you complain enough to the right people, the legal department will cancel your contract outright. 2. The equipment is super cheap despite the fact that they tell you that you are basically paying for the equipment over the length of your contract, so that you don't have a huge upfront cost. The parts for an average home with an 8-piece system, panel included, only run about $800 at cost, if that, but it depends on the stuff you get, but you will pay out several thousand over the length of your initial 3 or 5-year contract. Any extensions on top of your initial contract with no new equipment or services, is money straight into the pocket of the company. Monitoring ends up costing the company a few cents a day when you break enough systems across enough operators. If peace of mind is worth that to you, then go ahead and sign up. Monitoring service is excellent, but the equipment is garbage.
Silent scan.
I worked at Best Buy warehouse. 1 tip. When buying a TV, make sure the staff in store open and check the screen first before you take it out of store, no matter the size of the TV. During busy season like Christmas, Boxing Day or Black Friday, we will drop a lot of products during shipping and packing, so yeah.
Silent scan.
Domino's pizza tracker isn't accurate. Employees can enter shit on the computer to make your order to appear at a different stage than it actually is. The horror. Added. Apparently some stores show where the driver is. Those are, to my knowledge, pretty accurate. The thing the employees change is the step in the series of steps to make and deliver your pizza. For example, the manager doesn't like the orders sitting on the shelf. The tracker says it's passing quality inspection, sitting on a heated rack. So he will dispatch the order before a driver is there to take it. It makes the store's out-the-door time more impressive for the heirs.
Silent scan.
Used to work at a car dealership. Don't buy the first times you step on the lot. Negotiate the price of the new car before you tell them you have a trade-in. Most people negotiate the price of the new car and what they want for their old car, but when the sales manager gives the go-ahead for more money on your used car, it comes off the price of the new car, so it seems like you are getting more for your trade-in. Always ask what the on-the-road price is. This is exactly the total you will pay with fees and taxes included. Every dealership is different, and fees can mean anything. Our dealership had a sticker on a bunch of different parts of the vehicle, so if it was stolen you could trace it. Bullshit, and the fees were like an extra $400. The dealership wants you to buy their current inventory. If the vehicle there isn't exactly what you want, you have more room to negotiate the price, so they don't have to bring one in from somewhere else. If you're buying a used car, always ask how long it has been on the lot for. If it just got there, it is marked up a lot. Every couple of weeks my boss would drop the price by $1,000 until it's sold. The most profit salesmen make is in used cars, remember this. The best time to buy a car is at 0% financing, near Christmas time, as it is almost the end of the year or the end of the month, as they are trying to hit certain quotas. A lot of people are only concerned about having a low monthly payment. Put you in a brand new car for $150 a month. Sounds good, right? Not if it's over 8 years, as you will pay nearly twice as much total for the car in that time. The shorter the term, the better total cost of the car.
Silent scan.
I work for a charity. It's not really charity. In fact, the founders just use the money to bribe people into supporting their brand and flying all over the country, giving speeches to big business and crowds of morons. Added. For clarification, owners are trying to get into a very big house this November. This is sadly very common. And far more common with random charity events like that charity 10K, you paid $50 to enter. I used to run gaming tournaments. A girl got into the scene and then started a charity. She basically takes all the donations and spends them on attending all the game conventions all over the country, and charges it all to the charity as a business trip to promote the charity. Occasionally she'll give a talk or whatever, but in several cases she literally has just left a tub of lollipops with her charity logo. That's her promoting her charity. Her actual charitable work, for what it's for, helping sick kids, is close to zero, and what little she's done often includes yet another trip vacation. And it's a great con, because as one of the few people who spoke up about it, I got shouted down since, obviously I hate sick kids.
Silent scan.
I worked for a major investment company. I won't say their name, but let's just call them something ID, and for absolutely no reason I'm trying to remember the brother of Raul Castro's first name. Well, they work side by side with a Chinese company that was complicit in the genocide in Darfur. And we were informed that if an investor asked about this fact, we were to tell them in corporate speak, if you don't like it, take your money elsewhere.
Silent scan.
Work with a lot of audio and video equipment. That $50 cable to hook up your home television and sound. The professional grade one. The one that assures the crispest video and sound. Buy the $10 one.
Silent scan.
The diamond you bought is not from the place it says it is from. It takes one phone call to get a Kimberley certificate, and the origin of the stone is never verified. The diamond industry is shady as fuck.
Silent scan.
Music industry here. If you ever want to get backstage of a show, buy a Motorola two-way radio with the remote speaker accessory. We're all black. Walk past security with a pissed off look and yelling into your radio. 9 times out of 10 security won't say a word. Edit. Another secret, backstage is not anywhere near as cool as you imagine it in your head. A whole lot of working, napping, working, laughing, sleeping.
Silent scan.
So I've had the opportunity to work within retail with one of the most popular consumer electronics company. They push for everyone to sell their insurance plan, and mostly advertise that they will replace your damaged, broken device with a new one that's exactly the same. They don't. It's a refurbished device one every time.
Silent scan.
Former concert venue manager here. The really high service fees you pay are mostly fictional and determined by the venue owner to get you to pay more than advertise. Also, in my personal experience and from talking to the bands, most places vastly underreport their earnings for the night to the bands, so most of the money you spend on tickets doesn't support the artist. If you want to support them, the best way is to buy music and merchandise directly from them.
Silent scan.
Scientist here. About 50% of all published results cannot be reproduced in another lab. A lot of statistics are tweaked with to get results that are statistically significant, which is skimming the edge of what's legal and what is not.
Silent scan.
Penny. That 40% off price is actually 300% higher than the actual price. Weren't they the company which crashed straight into the ground after trying their fair and square deal thing where they would price at retail value and not mark up before sales, etc. Joke's on them. I only buy the 85% off for better things.
Silent scan.
Golf course. All the cart keys work for all the carts. Slip one in your pocket. Golf cart for life. Lawn mowers too, just in case you ever need to steal a riding mower.
Silent scan.
Whenever you order from Domino's Pizza, your contact information is sold to companies that provide information to debt collectors.
Silent scan.
I worked for a company that employed the mentally disabled. The average mentally disabled employee got paid 11 cents an hour. The few who did harder work, heavy lifting, etc., got paid 50 cents an hour. I only found this out when my manager left paycheck stubs sitting out. It upset me, so when I inquired about it, they said that technically they are skull, so they didn't have to pay them at all, and they were doing them a favor. I quit shortly after.
Silent scan.
Contractor here. Tips secrets for getting contract work done in your home or on your property. 1. Get 5 bids. Let them know you're getting 5 bids. 3 isn't enough. 2. Circle back to whoever you liked best and tell them what the lowest bid you got was and ask them what they can do for you. If they have a good reason for charging more, they will tell you. If they don't have good reasons, they will definitely have bad reasons. 3. Ask how long the job will take and then make them commit to it in writing. Stipulate a penalty for being late to start, late to finish, and for missing days. If they are telling you the truth about timing your work, this will be no problem. 4. Say, I need certificates of liability and workers' compensation insurance from your insurance companies that name me and my property. If they say anything but no problem, don't use them. 5. Ask, what else do I need to ask you? 6. Verify that they are licensed to do the work they are doing, and that the license is current and applicable. Check with your county office if you're not sure.
Silent scan.